E-bikes may be dividing the mountain bike industry like nothing else before, but they're also developing at a whirlwind pace, and as total bike geeks, that's pretty damn exciting. Substantial design, engineering and marketing resources are being thrown at the segment, but it's a steep learning curve for everyone involved, so the end products are hugely diverse, both on paper and in the dirt. We took a spin on a sample of 2018 models in the mountains of Italy to see where the market is heading, and discovered some big differences in performance. German brand Stevens is hardly a household name here in the UK, so we didn't know what to expect when we slung a leg over the e-sledge. As it happens, this didn't go smoothly, as the 22-inch frame size doesn't let you drop the seat post fully, and we almost got hooked up on the saddle in the process. However, the Stevens impressed on many other levels, so we're inclined to forgive this particular shortcoming. With tiddly chainstays, a long front end, chunky Magic Mary 2.6-inch tyres and excellent suspension, the e-sledge proved to be one of the most rewarding e-bikes we've ridden. We could manual it just like a regular mountain bike, and the small bump sensitivity produced amazing traction, even under braking. And then there are those Schwalbe tyres, which offered outrageous levels of grip. With the excellent Shimano step system on board, power comes in smoothly and controllably, and you get a proper electronic Di2 shifter to switch between the 3 levels of assistance. The steep seat angle definitely helped on the climbs, but the Stevens struggled on the steepest pitches compared to the other models with longer chainstays. It would also benefit from a wider bar and shorter stem, but these are easily upgraded at a later date and didn't detract too much from its rewarding handling. Most e-bikes come with huge capacity batteries designed for all-day epics, yet more often than not they get used for a few hours on a familiar loop and come home with plenty of juice left in the tank. Effectively, you end up carrying around a load of extra weight for nothing. Focus avoids this inefficiency and reduces the weight of its Jam Squared Plus as a result by using a modular battery pack. Squeezed into the down tube is a 380 watt-hour battery, which is smaller and lighter than the 500 watt-hour versions more usually found on Shimano Steps equipped bikes. But should you want to head out on an all-day epic, just attach the extra battery pack to the down tube and you've doubled your range. It's a great concept, and one we'd love to see developed further in order to reduce the weight penalty and boost the fun factor. Focus offers the Jam Squared as a 29er or with 27.5-inch wheels and 2.8-inch plus tyres. We rode the Plus version, and the bike definitely makes the most sense in this guise, as the big volume tyres give huge traction on the climbs, more forgiving handling in the turns, and a more comfortable ride in the rough. But with only 140mm of travel and a relatively steep head angle, the Jam was left behind on the descents. We reckon the Jam Squared would be even sweeter if it was re-engineered as an enduro model, with 160mm travel and longer, slacker geometry. After all, when you've got a 250 watt motor at your feet, you may as well go full beast mode. Scott has had an eGenius in its range for a couple of years now, but the 2018 model gets a major overhaul. For starters, there's a switch from the Bosch CX performance motor to the Shimano Steps system. Both deliver 250 watts of assistance with a 500 watt-hour battery, but the Shimano unit is lighter and more compact, allowing Scott to reduce the chainstay length by a full 3 centimeters. And it's controlled by the neat and effective Di2 shifter in conjunction with a discrete display unit that's well protected in the event of a crash. Then there's the frame itself, which closely mirrors the new Genius design with its Rockerlink suspension and inverted trunnion mount shock. Travel is up from 130 to 150mm. The head angle is 2 degrees slacker than the old model, and the seat tube has been steepened by a similar amount. All good news then. But Scott being Scott, the eGenius comes with more buttons than the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. There are shifters, power switches, a dropper remote, and the control for the twin-lock travel adjust system. To be honest, it's all a bit of a muddle, when all we really want at our fingertips is the power control and the dropper remote. The new Gnaeus is a big improvement on its predecessor then, but we came away feeling it's sometimes trying to be a bit too clever for its own good. Carbon is traditionally associated with weight saving, but with most e-bikes fast approaching the £50 mark, the Wonder material is now being employed primarily for its stiffness benefits. It helps too that carbon can be wrapped around the complex profiles of batteries and motors for seamless integration. BMC is one of the first brands to offer a full carbon e-bike, and just like the regular Trail Fox, the aptly named Amp version has 150mm of travel. With a remapped APS suspension linkage, BMC can deliver optimum efficiency with the Shimano E8000 motor. As such, power delivery, even in boost mode, is every bit as smooth and seamless as the carbon frame itself. The Fox 36 fork has also been e-bike optimised. With thicker wall upper tubes and more material in the crown, it's stiffer and stronger than a regular 36. Shimano's 4-piston Saint brakes were originally designed to stop the world's fastest downhill racers, so it should come as no surprise that we were super impressed by their raw power and consistent lever feel. So the specification on the BMC is standout, the sizing is generous and power delivery is very controlled, but something about the new Trail Fox didn't get us amped. Maybe the progressive geometry just makes it too stable, or it could be that the Cane Creek shock lacks pop, robbing the BMC of some much needed playfulness. E-bikes are all about the motor, right? But the fundamentals that make any mountain bike great shouldn't be ignored either. So while the top-end Merida E160 sports Shimano's compact steps motor and 500 watt-hour battery, it's actually the choice of suspension components and tyres that really set it apart. With chunky 2.8-inch Maxxis Minions and factory-level Fox suspension, the 160mm travel Merida takes traction control to a whole new level. As such, you can thunder through rocks and carve corners like you're on a full-blown downhill bike. But rather than being an expensive one-trick pony, the Merida climbs every bit as well as it descends. It's agile too, so you can ride precisely, picking your lines and getting air when any opportunity presents itself. Best of all, you never feel like a passenger that's just along for the ride. With only 3 frame sizes on offer, the tallest riders will struggle to find a size that fits. For everyone else though, just getting your hands on one could be the biggest issue. That's because the pricing on the E160 is so competitive that demand has completely outstripped supply. So with such a broad range of performance on offer, the one thing to take away from all this is how important a test ride is when choosing your next e-bike.